of your smartphone videos. I'm going to show you how by making just a few simple tweaks to the way that you shoot can dramatically improve the look of your footage and give you much more professional looking results. It's coming up. Hey everyone, Steve here from Learn Online Video, and today I'm at this incredible location on the Cornish coast in the southwest of England, where I'm going to be giving you 10 tips to help you improve the look of your smartphone videos. I'm going to be giving you tips on how to shoot your footage, as well as tips on editing with music and sound effects. Today's video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound. This is where I'm going to be getting all of my music and sound effects for today's video. So let's jump straight into tip number 1, camera angles. Try to avoid shooting at eye level. This is the most common angle that people use, and it's not particularly exciting. So make your footage stand out by mixing up your camera angles. Try lowering your camera to get it closer to the ground. This will instantly create a much more interesting perspective. Just look at the difference between these two shots. Try shots pointing down. Top-down shots are a great way to make your footage stand out. Try shots pointing up. This is an often overlooked angle that delivers incredibly dramatic results. Okay, tip number 2, camera movement. Okay, try to keep your camera movement as smooth and as steady as possible. Generally, this is going to give you the most professional look. Also, keep your movement consistent and meaningful. Are you pushing your camera forward, bringing your audience into a scene? Maybe you're lifting your camera up to reveal your location, or maybe you're pulling your camera back to end a scene. However you move your camera, think about the story that you're trying to tell and the information that you want to give to your audience. Tip number 3, accessories. Now, if you're still struggling to get nice, smooth shots when shooting handheld, then don't worry, because there are plenty of accessories out there to help. A gimbal is a great way to easily capture nice, smooth shots. A gimbal will have modes and features that are much harder to replicate handheld. This one, for example, has a built-in extension pole to help capture more cinematic movement. So I'm able to replicate crane and drone shots, which really help raise the production value of my footage. Or if you're looking for a more handheld look, then a cage like this one here is a great option. It allows you to take your hands off your camera while shooting, plus offers the ability to add accessories like a microphone or a light. Also, lenses and filters are another great way to level up your videos. These will help minimize glare and reflections. They'll also help enhance colors. Now, don't get me wrong, it's totally possible to capture great looking footage without all of these accessories, but quite often they come in extremely handy and they allow you to capture those shots much quicker and easier. As always, all accessories used in this video will be linked in the description below. Okay, tip number 4, slow motion. Slow motion is by far one of the best ways to make your footage stand out. Not only does it help smooth out your footage, particularly when shooting handheld, but it also allows your audience to take in more information. Take these crashing waves, for example. This shot looks okay, but now let's shoot it again, this time in slow motion. I'm switching to 120 frames per second, and this is the result. A shot that plays at 25% speed. It allows the audience to take in more information, to appreciate the shot. It makes the moment clearer and more dramatic. It can also help set a mood or a tone. Plenty of creative ways that you can use slow motion to help make your footage stand out. Be sure to experiment. Okay, tip number 5, lenses. Now, depending on your phone, you may or may not have different lens options. This one, for example, has 3 lenses. We've got the standard lens. This is the lens that most people use. We've got the ultra-wide lens. Now we can see even more of this landscape, and a telephoto lens. Now we can zoom right in on this coastline and capture things we wouldn't normally see. So if you have these options, then be sure to use them. If your phone doesn't have these lenses, then go old school. If you want a shot closer up, then get closer. If you want a shot from further away, then just pull back. The most important part here is that you're capturing a good variety of shots. Nice close-up detailed shots, mid shots, and wide shots. That's what's going to keep your footage interesting and your viewers engaged. Tip number 6, music and sound effects. The difference simply adding music and sound effects can make to your footage is huge. Take this shot here, for example. It looks okay, but the audio is terrible. So I'm going to swap out this horrible wind noise with something a little less distracting, add a soft layer of music, and add a sound of some waves crashing. Let's take a listen. Much better. By simply adding music and sound effects to that shot, we completely change the feel and the mood. So if you're looking for some of the best music and sound effects there is out there, then I highly recommend checking out the sponsor of today's video, Epidemic Sound. I've been using them for years. Not only do they have a huge library of music and sound effects that's all easy to find because it's archived into albums and playlists, they've got cinematic, electro beats, rock, anything you like. You can search by mood, genre, or theme. They make the whole music licensing process incredibly easy, and this saves you a huge amount of time, which can really help speed up your workflow. And the best part is, not only do they offer a free 30-day trial to anyone that uses the link in my description, but they're also offering 50% off an annual personal plan when you use the promo code LEARN50 at checkout. This is by far the best promo code they've ever given me, by the way, and I'm honestly not sure how long it's going to last. So if you're looking to save some money on some music and sound effects, now is the time. Links are in the description below. Okay, let's talk about camera phone features, because depending on what phone you have will depend on what features you have. This phone, for example, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, has cinematic mode. This will allow me to select my focal point and it will then blur out the background to give it a much more filmic look. This mode replicates a shallow depth of field, not something usually associated with smartphone footage, so a great way to increase the production value of my footage. We also have time-lapse mode. This is another great way to add movement to your shots. It's important that you keep your camera nice and still for this. I don't have a tripod with me today, so I'm going to attach my phone to my gimbal, rest it against my camera bag, and hit record. This is the result. Also, try walking with your camera in time-lapse mode. This will create a moving time-lapse, or hyperlapse as it's known. I've got an entire video dedicated to shooting hyperlapses. I will link it below. Okay, let's talk about color grading, because color grading is one of the best ways to stylize your footage. Most smartphones shoot in a very similar picture profile. It's usually quite saturated and the colors are boosted, but we can change that by adding a color grade. We could go dark and moody, we could go bright and colorful. Again, experimentation is key. Do what works best for you and your footage. Play around with contrast, white balance, saturation. Personally, I use my own custom LUTs, as these are specifically designed for smartphone footage. I can just drag these on and with the click of a button add any of these presets to my edit, giving each one a different style, and this saves me a ton of time. I will link my smartphone LUT pack in the description below. Okay, number 9, camera apps. Let's talk about camera apps because this is important. Now, when first starting out, your phone's native camera app will be more than enough for what you need. The app is simplistic, it's easy to use, and delivers great results. But for some of you, particularly those of you that are taking things a bit more seriously, you might need more control over your camera settings. So this is where a professional camera app comes in. You can find these on the App Store. Some are free, some you have to pay for. The Moment app is free, so let's go with that one for now. Okay, with the app open, we now have full access to our camera control, but for some, giving each one. Personally, I use my own look, but the cinematic amount of time, which can really help. Also, personally, I use my giving each one a different style, and this saves me a ton of time. I will link my smartphone LUT pack in the description below. Okay, number 9, camera apps. Let's talk about camera apps because this is important. Now, when first starting out, your phone's native camera app will be more than enough for what you need. The app is simplistic, it's easy to use, and delivers great results. But for some of you, particularly those of you that are taking things a bit more seriously, you might need more control over your camera settings. So this is where a professional camera app comes in. You can find these on the App Store. Some are free, some you have to pay for. The Moment app is free, so let's go with that one for now. Okay, with the app open, we now have full access to our camera controls, and we can manually adjust all of our settings. I can change the ISO, shutter speed, white balance. I can then lock in all of these settings, and this will give my footage a much more consistent look. Okay, tip number 10,